Hello, my name is Nicholas Correa. I'm the student body president here at UNCSA. Today we have...
Hi, I'm David English, associate provost here at UNCSA.
Joseph Blankenship, undergraduate student representative.
Rudy Garcia, graduate representative.
David and I are co-chair on the tuition and fee committee for this year, 2012-2013. And Joseph is our undergraduate rep and Rudy is our graduate rep. And today we'd like to put together a little podcast to give to you about the information that we have discussed in the committee before we make a final vote on it. We're giving this information out to students so that we hope to get your feedback and hear what you have to say about the changes that we have proposed. So I'm going to let David give us an introduction about the committee.
So just briefly, the Tuition Fees Committee is constituted each year on request of the UNC Board of Governors, which oversees the 17 campuses of the UNC system. The committee is charged with reviewing potential tuition and fee increases and making a recommendation up to our campus Board of Trustees. Following Board of Trustees approval, that recommendation goes down to the UNC Board of Governors in Chapel Hill and is ultimately approved or disproved and then implemented for the next academic year, which for us would be the fall of 2013 and spring of 2014.
Great, thank you. So this year we have representatives from faculty, staff, and administration, as well as students. And this is only the second year that students have had input prior to the final decision of the tuition and fee process. Previously, students were told what was happening, and now we actually get to have a say, which is fantastic. So it's a pleasure to co-chair the committee with you. Rudy is going to give a brief description of the distinction between tuition and fees.
Okay, so tuition and fees. Tuition is a general fund for operating the school as a whole versus fees, which are very specific. So when you actually get a breakdown in your tuition letter and or when you make your payments, you'll see that tuition is just a general category, whereas fees have generally a description or a word associated with them, so that, you know, the health services fee is specifically for health services, whereas tuition runs any sort of general building, infrastructure, staff, all those sorts of things that every student at the school uses versus fees, which are very specific towards either a department or a specific student.
Great, thank you. Now we're going to talk about the tuition portion of this discussion, and David's going to talk to us about peers.
So every year, the UNC Board of Governors looks at tuition and fee increases for each campus within the context of a set of approved peer institutions. They don't look at each UNC institution compared to one another because there's so many differences in size, scope, history, and mission. So for instance, our tuition is not compared directly to that of, say, UNC Chapel Hill or Elizabeth City State University, but compared to a set of institutions that have been approved as peers for UNCSA. Now, as we all know, UNCSA is peerless. There is no public arts conservatory with the 5 art schools that we have. So what we've done as an institution is to identify a set of schools that are similar to UNCSA or offer programs that are similar to ourselves. So for instance, you'll see Yale University, Carnegie Mellon, the Juilliard School, SUNY Purchase, Southern Cal, UCLA, all these institutions show up on our peer list because they have one or more art schools that are direct competitors and direct peers for one of our 5 conservatories. When the Board of Governors looks at tuition and determines how to compare us, they're typically looking at how our tuition and fees compare to those peers that are public institutions. So for us, a public institution would be SUNY Purchase or the University of Cincinnati with its College Conservatory of Music. Our goal and our requirement from the Board of Governors is to ensure that our tuition remains in the bottom quartile of our public peers. That means that we're in the lowest quarter of institutions with regards to the cost of attendance.
Great. So let's talk about our tuition. Joseph's going to give us a brief update.
So last year, our Tuition and Fees Committee approved a 5-year, $3,000 increase that's going to be implemented over the next 5 years. We're in our 2nd year this year, and which comes out to be $600 tuition increase per year. One of the great things this does is gives us predictability in the fact that we can plan for a steady increase over the next 5 years rather than having a $1,000 spike one year and nothing the next year. Yeah.
Great, so that's a $600 increase to undergrad and grad, in-state and out-of-state students. Each year we set aside a percentage of tuition increases to go towards financial aid so that we can hopefully hold as many students harmless as possible. Last year we set aside 35% for need-based aid and 5% for merit. This year we've decided to set, the committee has decided to set 25% aside for need-based aid and 5% for merit. Great, we're going to move on to our fee portion of this video, and David's going to give us an introduction.
So some of the fees that students are most common with are fees for room and for board. And if a student's living on campus, that student would pay fees to live in the residence halls or to eat in the cafeteria. For the 2013-2014 year, there's projected to be no increased cost for on-campus housing. So for any of the students living in a residence hall or in center stage apartments or in Bailey Street apartments, there'll be no cost change from this year, 2012-2013. For board, which is the meal plan, there's a slight increase in cost for all plans of about 6%. And that ranges from $174 to about $250 of increases. General fees are fees that we hear talked about across the UNC system frequently and cover student activities, student health services, education technology, and athletics. UNC School of the Arts is the only campus that doesn't pay athletics fee, obviously because we don't have any formal intercollegiate athletic teams here on the campus. For the next year, fees will be going up or proposed to go up for health services, which includes both our health center and our counseling services. Those increases total $55 for both areas. Also, the activity fee will be going up $15 for high school students and will remain the same for college students. The education and technology fee is projected to go up about 6% or $30 to cover the cost of the Blackboard learning system used on campus.
Great, so we have another category of special fees. Each art school pays their own instructional fee. As a dance student, you pay a fee that you see in your classroom. As a design and production fee student, I pay a fee that I see in our classroom as well. These go to each individual art school. On top of this, we have a school-wide production fee. Here at an arts conservatory, we feel that learning by doing the live performance, live rehearsals, hands-on experience is very important outside of the classroom to our education. So this $250 fee is a fee that is paid by all students here on campus, and it goes into one large pot. This pot is divvied up between performances, productions, projects that we host here on campus that will hopefully preserve the quality of performances that we have here, as well as increase the resources that we have to produce these. Joseph's going to talk to us more about other fees.
We've got some miscellaneous fees and application fees that are going up slightly this year. Mainly the foreign student application fee, which is increasing by $20, which is basically just to cover the cost of international shipping. And our transportation fee is increasing by $7, which is basically to cover the cost of rising fuel prices. And there are other various fees that you can see if you check out the document that's on this video.
Great. Rudy's going to discuss more about the design and production fee increase.
So you notice in the D&P area that there's an old wood and metal fee that we've been paying for years. That particular fee is actually going to be antiquated, no longer paid, but we're going to end up adding $200 to the instructional fee for D&P, and that goes directly back to the classroom budgets for materials used in the classroom.
Great, thank you.
To conclude, we would like to invite you to attend any of the forums we'll be holding after this video is released, and we will answer any questions, clarify any points for you, or even just like to see your face.
We'll be holding those in the pickle jar in the cafeteria at the dates that you can find below in the info of the video. And
if you're interested in finding out more information about how tuition and fees work here at School of the Arts or in the UNC system, there's 2 videos we recorded as part of the process last year that are linked below with significant amounts of additional information that will answer those questions for you.
If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at sga@uncsa.edu. Thank you.